Question number 2 of many is, have you ever experienced fast rankings on first page, let's say 1 to 2 months, on a regular domain, non-GSite, for easy or semi-easy or semi-tough keywords? Yeah, I mean, many times. Although I haven't experienced that lately, but I haven't really been starting a whole lot of new domain projects. But yeah, I mean, in the past, I've absolutely done that. More so with GMB stuff, but yeah, I mean, sometimes, and it's interesting. I did a test. This was years ago, probably 5 or 6 years ago, but it was a test inspired by Terry Kyle. But it was about testing different domains just to see sometimes even a new domain that has never been previously registered for some reason, just it's like it goes into a sandbox and just won't rank, right? Or it just doesn't respond well to anything. And so I did a test to kind of and Terry Kyle had a blog post about this many years ago where he said that he had a hypothesis that, you know, it was some sort of random chaos or something like that. I forget what he called it, but he had a name for it. And he was saying that, like, if you were to take, you know, buy 5 domains that have never been previously registered and pretty much optimize them with the same sort of content, you know, they'd have to be different, but the same sort of content, and you just send them out there like to be indexed, and then just track to see where they would initially index, right? To see where they initially index. He says, you know, out of those 5, even if they're all like gibberish type content or whatever, you'll see that usually 1 or 2 of them will be terrible. Like they'll index, but maybe there's many pages back, or, you know, whatever. And then maybe 1 of them out of those 5 will end up indexing quite well. And there's really no rhyme or reason. I can't remember what he had a specific term for it, but I thought it was a really interesting test, and I did it myself. And I remember I did a case study for the mastermind, and I guarantee they're still in the archives, but we're talking about from like 2014 or 15 timeframe. But I did that with plumbing domains. I had bought several different plumbing domains. They were all new, never been registered, and I tested that. And sure enough, 1 of them ended up like landing on page, you know, 2 or whatever when it indexed, and it was like all the other ones were, you know, several pages back. And for whatever reason, there was no way for me to determine which one of those domains were going to rank better. But that was the one that I chose to end up building a client project on, because it ranked well initially right out of the bat with nothing being done to it other than just being indexed. And so I thought that was a really interesting test that, you know, I'm not saying every time you go to start a new project that you go out and, you know, register 5 domains and see which one ranks best and then build the project out on that. Although that's not a bad idea. That's a lot of additional work. I just thought it was an interesting test. So have I done it before? Yes. I haven't seen it more recently, but with GMBs I have. If you optimize a GMB correctly and it's, you know, it's in a lower competition area, then sometimes that GMB will pop right into the 3-pack. For, you know, a search within its immediate local area. And that happens, again, I haven't seen it lately, but I have done it in the past. And I've even done GMB ranking in the 3-pack, within the first month, within, you know, the last year or so I've done that. So yes, I've seen it. Marco, you want to comment on that?
Didn't he call it the randomness factor?
Yeah. Random ranking factor. Maybe that was it.
Something like that, where it just won't index, or for whatever, it'll go into a sandbox, and Google will just refuse to rank it.
Yeah.
Random ranking.
I think it was random ranking factor.
Yeah. It's just that the algorithm burps. It's so complex that there's constant degradation, right? I mean, I talked about this on what was it, last night, the mini mastermind. We talked about random algorithmic degradation. We talked about algorithmic bias. We talked about, I mean, just a whole bunch of things that are taking place while all of these algorithms are, think about millions of lines of code. The algorithm degrades over time. And if you're trying to predict behavior, it degrades even faster, trying to predict that behavior. And so all of these training models are degrading, and these people are having to go and update these things constantly. It's not that, okay, so what is the image that we have of Google? It's this like overseer, all powerful, all knowing Oz that's seeing everything, and all it is a set of servers with a set of code, with a whole bunch of people working on the code. It can't be anything else. That's what it's not. Yeah, they do come on a manual, but when they come out on a manual, it's someone in a computer coming and looking over your website through their computer. That's all it is. It's not magic. I keep telling you, it's not magically delicious. This ain't Lucky Charms, man. That's not what it is. And so with all of these factors and things taking place in the algorithm, it's just going to burp from time to time. And then when that happens, no matter what you do, you can't get it to rank.
Yeah.
Period.
I remember calling that the algorithmic anomaly, and that's what it is. And just
That's all
really,
it is.
really quick, this I just did a search on that term, Terry Kyle random ranking factor, and it pops in a blurb from Diggity Marketing, and he talks about you need to expect the random ranking factor. The random ranking factor is a phenomenon coined by SEO Terry Kyle. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. So this would probably be a good article just to read through, if nothing else. So there you go. Okay.
Cool.